back to the Knitter's Closet. This is episode 9 and I'm your hostess, Melissa. You can find me on Ravelry as Darwinkity and you can find me on Instagram as Melissakplans. Welcome back to all our new viewers and welcome back. I have recorded this intro 5 times now. I'm a hot mess today, people. Welcome to all our return viewers and welcome to all our new viewers. Feel free to turn me off now. I am clearly not the podcasting type person because I am a hot mess. I barely have any makeup on today because my face decided to be a blotchy red mess. I couldn't find a single tube of lipstick in my entire house. I have no idea why, so I'm wearing my daughter's blueberry lip smackers. You know, it's one of those days. It's one of those days. I really wanted to podcast, and it seems like the stars are just aligning against me today to do this. I don't know why. I don't. Anyway, you'll notice I'm in yet another new background. I am actually sitting on the floor of my closet because I have removed the chair and the desk that are normally situated in here because I am, like I said in my last podcast, wanting to rearrange and make this area a little cozier. And I have been doing some organization, which I'll talk about momentarily. Before we get too much into the knitting content, I do want to take a moment to acknowledge the conversation that is happening over on Instagram in our knitting community about diversity and privilege. And it's a great conversation. It's been an amazing conversation. Some people have really just been amazing, providing resources for people who need them and want them. It's a conversation I'm familiar with. It's been a conversation that we've been having in the custom fabric world for a few years now. So it's something that I'm very much aware of, and I'm really happy to see that there are a couple of new hashtags popping up that you can follow that will make finding makers of color easier for you if you're not familiar with a bunch of them already. So you can follow hashtag DiverseKnitty and hashtag makers of color. Both of those are amazing hashtags to follow, and I've already had many posts, and you can use those posts to kind of follow other makers, to follow other knitters, and also to find a couple different resources if you're interested in learning more about diversity and privilege, which I highly recommend. Next on my list of podcast news, let's see, we have the 100 subscriber giveaway. We are 43 subscribers in. Yay, 40% there, 43% there technically. If you want to find out more about this giveaway, it's 100 subscribe. Once we reach 100 subscribers, I will do a number random draw and choose a winner from the comments on episode 2. In order to enter, all you have to do is 1, subscribe, and then 2, go watch the episode number 2 and comment at the end of the episode hashtag unicorn boogers for a chance to win a gorgeous skein of yarn from Stitches Together in this really pretty cotton, or in this really pretty sock yarn. This is Stitch Twisted Sock. It is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and it is 463 yards on 100 grams, and the hashtag is, or the colorway is unicorn boogers, hence the hashtag. Very pretty. It's on a really nice high twist base with all these really bright pops of colors. I apologize if you can hear my daughter. I apologize. She's in the next room watching her YouTube and probably doing her own podcast, since she likes to pretend to do her own podcast, which is why she's always so keen to come and say hi on mine. Okay, so as I mentioned, I've been doing some reorganization. These bins behind me, there's 4 of them, you can't see the 2 behind here, all have yarn. These are yarns. These 2 bins here are yarns that I want to use in the very immediate future, and then there's some just random yarns down here, and then I've got one for project bags. So this is going to be projects. There's actually a project in there now, a whip that I haven't worked on. And then up here over on my wire shelves, I've got the majority of my yarn. So I finally, I think it took like 3 weeks, stashed all of my yarn on Ravelry. Yay me. So proud of myself. I took a picture of every single skein, I put it on Ravelry, and then I pulled up the Excel spreadsheet that you can download, and I calculated it all up, and it is 127,815 yards of yarn, which is approximately 405 skeins. And that does not include all of my scraps. Yeah. So I need to knit faster, like a lot faster. And as a result, you know, I announced on the last episode that I'm going to do a Make Room for Maryland Sheep and Wool knit along / stash down. There are 2 ways you can enter the knit along. One is you can post in the Ravelry group, the Knitter's Closet Podcast Ravelry group, or you can participate on Instagram with the hashtag Make Room for Maryland Sheep and Wool, and that's hashtag Make Room for MDSW, not SH. I kept saying that last time. I know, I'm terrible. I can't speak some days. I'm sorry. Hopefully that's what you love about me, or all the slip-ups that I constantly make. So anyway, that's hashtag Make Room for Maryland Sheep and Wool, and that's MDSW, and I'll put that scrolling across the bottom. So, and with that, I have some of my own Make Room for Maryland Sheep and Wool knitting that I've been doing. So I don't have any FOs. I don't have a single FO this week. I cannot believe it. I do have a hoe, and only in that I finally cast off the bottom of my Casapinka test knit. So this is for a sweater that she has coming out, and I think the tentative name for this sweater right now is Graphica, I think, is how she's pronouncing it. And it is this absolutely gorgeous all over color work sweater. And you can see right now I haven't blocked it, so it's kind of pulling on together itself. Look at my float. Look at that. This is knit in a DK weight, and I literally just cast off this before I started the podcast because I wanted to have something to show you, right? I mean, the last time you saw this, all you saw were the yarn traces. You didn't see anything, and I was like, I really want to have something to show for it, so I have a whole sweater minus the sleeves, which I just got the instructions on today, so so I'll be working on those probably later on today, so that by the next time my podcast, I'll have a finished sweater for you. So that's knit in the Kelbourne Woolens Scout in the Gray Heather colorway. That's the main color. That's the gray color, obviously. And then the secondary color is Schoppelwolle. And this is actually, the Scout is, sorry, the ends are tangled up in my knitting bag. The Scout is actually a DK weight, and this is more of a sport weight, but I'm getting gauge with both them on the needle, so, you know, it's working for me. This is the Schoppelwolle Edition 3 in colorway 2299. And I have no idea how to pronounce that German word. It's not gonna focus. Still haven't got my good camera. It's coming, I promise, it's coming. And these are knit on 4mm, no. a US 6 4mm needle. I wanted to say that backwards so bad. So that's my knitting. That's what I've gotten done. I have worked on a few things. One of the things I've worked on has been socks. I've been working on my Trailing Clouds Mind the Gap socks, and I just got done increasing for the heel, so I'm getting ready to do the heel flap or the heel turn or whatever it's called. So I'll be doing that. I'll probably be working on this today. I'm really looking forward to finishing these. And that's the Trailing Clouds sock in the Mind the Gap colorway, and it's based off the London Underground tube map, which is really cool. I love this yarn. Such an Anglophile. And then, you know, because I didn't have enough socks on the needles, that's a pair of socks. And then there's another pair somewhere behind the camera that I haven't worked on that I should be working on because they're for somebody. So then I cast on a pair of Felici Knit Picks in the Candy Cane colorway pair of socks. And these are vanillas. These are knit on my 2.25 signatures. My favorite pair of sock needles. And I think this year from Maryland Sheepin Wool, I think I'm going to get a couple extra pairs of these because, yeah, I get so disappointed when I realize that these are being used and I can't cast on a second or third or fourth pair of socks with signature needles. So yeah, I'm going to probably buy a second or third or fourth pair of these. I don't know. I certainly don't need yarn, so what else am I going to buy, right? So while I was stash diving and organizing my stash, I know that I brought out an old project. I brought out my 10-stitch blanket when I was stash diving. And I haven't worked on it. So it's not a whip, technically, because it's just in timeout. But the last time I brought it out, I mentioned that I only had 2.5 balls of this left, right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 balls left. So it's going to be a little bit bigger than I thought it was going to be. It's the great thing about organizing your stash, right? Is you get to find things you didn't know you had. Yeah, so that's going to be worked on soon, because I think as much as I was going to give it to my in-laws, one of my coworkers, and this is sad news because he's fairly young, one of my coworkers just discovered was just diagnosed with colon cancer, and he's going to begin radiation treatments pretty soon. So I may finish this up and give this to him as a blanket for when he has to do his radiation treatments, because I know that he gets cold on the regular anyway, because he's very much like me. He just, in the office, he sits on his heater and tries not to move too much from it and doesn't like cold weather. So I know that with the radiation that will probably not be any better. So I will probably end up giving this to him instead of my in-laws. And this is the 10-stitch blanket by Frankie Brown, if you're new and you haven't seen this before. And this is the Knit Picks Felici in the Rustic Cabin colorway. So then my only other knitting project, this is knitting adjacent, but it also involves fabric. So I'm going to make sure I have this upside right here because it's big and it's not going to be able to fit in the entire frame. It's just not. So I ordered this absolutely gorgeous, she doesn't call it minky, but it's basically a minky blanket topper that's like 2 yards long, and it says sew, and then you're not going to be able to see me for a while. It's got this absolutely gorgeous unicorn themed sewing machine. How freaking cute is this? I can't even tell if you can see it. So hopefully you can see it. So you can kind of get an idea of it. I'll post like I'll take a picture of it on my bed so you can see and get a better idea. And then at the bottom it says magical. I don't even know if you could see that. So anyway, it doesn't fray because it's like a fleece, really, not necessarily a minky. But some of it has this white edge, so I'm going to cut that off. And I'm thinking I'm going to crochet a border around it, right? Because the back is just as soft as the front, so I really don't want to line it or back it. I just want to like cut the extra white off the edges and then just do a crochet border. Because this is my bed blanket. My daughter tried to steal it yesterday. Like, we got in an all-out, like, wrestling on the bed. Me laying over it like this, hiding it from her, trying to not take it. She loves all things soft. Like, if it's super soft, she wants to claim it as hers. No doubt about it. So anyway, I want to do, like, a crochet edge to it. And I want to use stash. Yeah. So I've got all this Knit Picks Stroll Brights. It was the special reserve that they came out with a few years ago. I mean, the camera looks like it's blowing it out, but no, it's really that bright. It's super bright, right? And I have it in blue and pink and green. Now I have 3 skeins of this one, but I have 4 of each of these. I think I used this to knit a hat, I think. Pretty sure. And used one of these to knit a hat. But I also have Knit Picks Felici in rainbow. But now, to me, this does not seem bright enough to go with the gorgeousness that is the rainbow of this unicorn. I think... I don't know, like, I feel like maybe I could do, you know, I don't know. I was thinking of doing one side green and one side blue and then the top and bottom pink. So comment below, weigh in, let me know what you think. Those are my options. So I could do 3 colors. I could possibly also do a sparkly one. Hello, Stroll Glimmer, because I think I have 3 skeins of this, and I think 3 skeins might go around. I mean, that's 150 grams. I'm trying to see if I have more. I think I only have 3 skeins of this. I only have 3 skeins. So, I don't know if 3 skeins would go all the way around. But I could always do, again, top and bottom, and then I could do one side green, one side blue, right? I don't know. So many options. So many options. What are you going to do? So I should, yeah. Let me know. Comment below. Let me know. Because I'd really appreciate some input on that. Because I have no idea what I'm going to do. I do know I'm going to crochet an edge. Because I want to crochet an edge. And I know that crocheting an edge would eat up a lot of this yarn. So yeah. You know, also, like, I have a ton of this Patton's Croy socks. And my husband told me the other day he doesn't need me to knit him any more socks. And I was like, what? But I have all this manly yarn. What? So I'm gonna have lots of pretty socks to myself. Speaking of, so I'm gonna compete in the Box O Socks challenge. So I bought a box. Happy day. And it's a pretty box. And I'm gonna keep all my socks in it. I got it at AC Moore. And I really like it. It's so pretty. I still have not played with my loom yet. It's actually sitting right here in front of me. You can't see it. My husband drug it upstairs because he tired of looking at it in the living room. Whatever. Hater. I'm accidentally putting the wrong yarn away. Sorry. I'm getting distracted. Sorry. I told you, I'm a hot mess. How could I not find any lipstick in my entire house? I know I own it. You know what it is? I went on vacation and I packed away what little makeup I had, and then when I came back, I put it all away in different places. I don't know what I did. I have no idea why I did it that way. So just in case you're wondering, no, I haven't knit on my sweater, on my faded sweater, and no, I haven't knit on Joe's flax sweater. It's still got a sleeve and a half to go. It was supposed to be a Christmas present. I know. It's almost the end of January. I know. I'll get there. I'll probably knit on it some today. Maybe. I got bored because the Casapinka test knit really called my name. So, I have 2 stash acquisitions despite trying to hashtag make room for Maryland Sheep and Wool. Because you guys know that my local knit store is Knits and Pieces in Annapolis, and one of the workers there, her name is Melissa, great name, and she is the owner of Rising Tide Fiber Company, and she did, I think it was 12 Days of Christmas this year, and she brought these into the shop for somebody else, and oh my goodness, they were amazing. So this is her Talbot Fingering Base 80/20. It's a superwash merino and a 20% nylon on 100 grams for 400 yards. And this one is her Merry and Bright colorway. Look at that. It's this really nice creamy color with shots of aquamarine and bright blue and then like hot pink. It is so pretty. So pretty. And then the other one I got, again, this is her Talbot Fingering, her 80/20. This one is Peppermint Bark. Look at that. Pinks and creams with shots of brown and hot pink and just amazingness. Absolute amazingness. So these are going to be Christmas socks for me. I'm going to knit these up as Christmas socks. And considering how small my feet are, I will probably have enough left over to knit my daughter 2 pairs of Christmas socks as well. So, alright, this is a really short podcast. I know, because I haven't knit anything, but I really wanted to get out and talk to you today. So, I am going to go ahead and just sign off and get to knitting so that I have stuff to knit and talk about in 2 weeks when I talk to you again, okay? Bye!